So, in the Times, we've got this whole thing about Starmer going, here we go, PM heads for Paris to talk Trump and tariffs. So it's a bit about Starmer, but it's also really about Trump and Ukraine, this, isn't it? I'll start with you on this, John. I mean, it looks as if Trump will just simply say to the Ukrainians, either talk to Russia or you're on your own.
I think Trump says a lot of things before he's elected, and I'm kind of hoping that this is just one of the things that he says, because obviously what's happening in Ukraine is truly awful, but it does affect the whole of Europe. What's the war been going on? 2.5 years now, terrible losses. And so if America does withdraw support, I think that could prove to be catastrophic for Ukraine.
We've got a clip, actually. You can listen really carefully to this. A former advisor to Trump, who's called Brian Lanza, who said that the incoming administration will not focus on winning back bits of Ukraine. Have a listen.
And so now when Zelensky says, we will only stop this fighting, there will only be peace once Crimea is returned, we've got news for President Zelensky. Crimea is gone. And if that is your priority of getting Crimea back and having American soldiers fight to get Crimea back, you're on your own. That is not the priority of America. But the priority of America is peace and to stop the killing.
Yeah, you can see which way it's going, Gemma.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. And it's...
Part two.
Part two. And then where does Putin stop after that? He's been emboldened. So we'll see what happens. But the other consequence of Trump is these tariffs, which it sounds like he's extraordinarily serious about, which will shatter the US economy because they don't realise they're going to be paying for those tariffs themselves. But furthermore, it will put our export relationship was going to really, really smash our economy.
Will it shatter the US economy? I don't know, because in the end, if you can't buy, let's say, dolls' houses from China because they're too expensive, you've got to start making them yourself.
You're going to have to start making them yourself, and that's actually the kind of point of free trade, right? The point of free trade is that you get to import things that you're not very good at making yourself. It might bode quite well for the UK, though, because if they do provide the UK with an exemption on those tariffs, it's effectively going to force the UK to become wealthier. So we're not doing it ourselves.
We need to sack our foreign secretary first, because he's the guy who called Trump a Nazi.
I think David Lammy needs to go. Absolutely.
You think so?
I think calling Trump a neo-Nazi is just completely incorrect and wrong. And quite
not even a neo-Nazi. He called him a Nazi. Said he was a woman-hating Nazi.
Yeah.
I think that politicians now, they just need to be careful what they say. I realise that, this was a number of years ago that Mr. Lammy said
But he's not
that.
apologised.
But I know, but you can't have somebody from across the ocean deciding who our foreign secretary is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Regardless of what your political views are.
Not deciding it, but the relationship between the US and the UK is one of the most important relationships.
It currently doesn't exist. This idea we've got this special relationship is absolutely for the birds.
Of course it
and David Lammy said that in 2019.
And he's not
because why should he? At the time,
Because
there were
it's not
those
true.
terrible riots going on, and he's a black man. I can understand why he felt so incensed. And actually, when Trump's own people have called him Nazis, including J.D. Vance, this is just ridiculous that he'd care.
We've got at least 4 years to talk about this.